Hello darlings, it's Tess, and today I have a video I've been looking ahead to since I started my channel. I've collected brooches and pins since I was 11 years old, but midway through high school I started getting interested in making them. My sister had a badge machine, one that makes the usual round plastic ones out of whatever paper sheet, but I had other styles I wanted to have, like three-dimensional ones, or something specifically shaped like how enamel ones can be. Sometimes you look for an enamel pin of something and it's just not out there, so I made a method for getting every brooch I wanted. I'm now a dab hand at making them all, so much that the majority of my pins now are DIY'd. They come in 3 flavors: pins made from stickers, pins made from 3D objects, and pins made completely from scratch. What you're going to need for every type are bar pin backings. You can order them online in bags of like 50 or 100, a hot glue gun, and super glue. The process is finicky and long for all types of them, but it's so goddamn worth it to make literally anything you want into something wearable. Let's focus on the sticker kind first, because this is by far the most common one in my collection. This can of course work for any flat paper item you have, like a collage bit or a piece of a photo, but I call this category mostly stickers because I so often see specific social media posts about the terror of getting an amazing sticker and never using it because you don't know where to put it. Make it into a pin, folks. That's where you can put it anywhere. Crafty and collagey people might hunt through their collections for paper treasures, but nearly everyone without a paper collection still comes across stickers they like. That's why I'm focusing on them. Measure it with a bar pin to make sure the sticker is big enough to cover the backing. So take your sticker, photo, whatever paper thing, some thin card, super glue, sharp scissors or a craft knife, a low quality paintbrush because it's going to get full of sticky glue, and some Mod Podge, which is a great glue and sealer that is essentially liquid plastic. It's a great use for recycled card because the sticker covers whatever is on it. Sustainable crafting, folks, gotta love that. Stick your sticker onto the card.
Or glue it if it's paper and not a sticker. How did I forget to say that?
If your sticker is translucent or has some clear parts, think about the color of the cardboard you're sticking it on because that color will show. Then take your scissors or knife, with a cutting mat of course, to cut the card around the shape of the sticker. Only one layer of card is not hardy enough, as you can see, so what you're going to do is apply the Mod Podge, wait to dry, cut the shape, and then repeat until the brooch has a solid back that won't bend, but all you're cutting is one layer of card round the edge each time. I use this technique because gluing the sticker onto card that's already thick means cutting it to the right shape is far harder and more annoying, and involves going to buy special card, probably, instead of using what you already have. Depending on the shape of the sticker being more irregular, or if the size is really small, you might be cutting very carefully and thus slowly with each layer, but if you commit to it, it becomes quite meditative, I find. When you get to a backing thickness that you're happy with, one that doesn't bend, coat the front and edges of the brooch with Mod Podge to seal it inside the plastic layer. I also seal the back, but if you do that, then you need super glue to affix your bar pin because using more plastic adhesive, e.g. glue gun or more Mod Podge, will make them peel off each other, if you feel me. Super glue will dissolve the plastic surface slightly to make a firm hold, so do this if you're paranoid. And there you have it. Turn any sticker or flat image you have into a snazzy brooch. Now, second DIY brooch category, little 3D objects. You can get really creative and really extra with these. I know I have. Watching out for tiny treasures to wear is so fun at antique stores, toy shops, markets, sewing stores, specialty shops, anywhere you like. My biggest tip is to look for things with a relatively flat back because the bar pin needs to go there, whether it's horizontal or vertical. If the object has a bumpy shape where the pin would go, you can use hot glue to fix and smooth it out. That's what I did with this pair of fruit erasers. They were separate, and so I filled the crack in to make them stick together and thus give the pin a place to stick. A great thing to do is to convert other types of jewelry, like these pumpkin and taro earrings. I did it initially because my ears aren't pierced, but I prefer brooches anyway because you can wear multiple ones at once. You also need to make sure the object is not too heavy so it won't lean forward off your clothing. Gluing the bar high up on the pin can also help with that, because that way the brooch leans more towards your clothing and not away. Just think about how a certain item will sit when it's suspended from the pin. The more brooches you make, the better you get at guessing about it all. I've made brooches from buttons, as in instead of sewing them to clothes, dollhouse and garden miniatures, tiny statues, broken jewellery, a porcelain shard, a balloon mini toy from a Kinder Surprise, I covered it with rainbow glitter, key rings, a mini watercolour set, and cicada's wings. I made the watercolour set by pouring Mod Podge into the open tin to cover it and leaving it to dry for a couple of days. That way the brush and colours were sealed in and couldn't smudge or fall out. The wings were obviously very delicate and see-through, so I backed them with white paint to make all the veins visible, then strengthened them with a layer of hot glue and fabric to hold it together and make the flat plane for the bar pin to stick to. These are just two examples of how you can use your creativity to make a really unique treasure. And the last category, making brooches from scratch, aka no sticker to hide behind, and if there is a 3D thing, you are transforming it. It's all you. You can do this if you have a proper badge maker, like my sister's. I used it to create this feminist button, but you can also do it with the cardboard layering technique I mentioned, just in whatever shape you want. For example, this anti-Nazi bastard brooch was just the trace of a paint bottle I had onto the thin card that I then layered to make the circle backing, just like I do with the sticker brooches, and then I collaged and wrote over the top and sealed the collage with the Mod Podge. I traced these fire and lightning shapes from graphic outlines I printed out, painted, and covered in glitter. That's definitely a medium you want to seal properly, glitter. You can also see another trick in the flame brooch. If it's a big item, try 2 bar pins to anchor it so it doesn't swing. I make the bows from scratch with fabric, but that's a whole other tutorial, and let me know if you want it. Rainbow glittering this bow took an insane length of time, but it's so worth it. I'll show you the process of 2 brooches from scratch just so you get some inspiration. This is a blank puzzle piece that I got from a craft store, and I decided I wanted to cover it in the colours of this Photoshop photo of the moon. It ended up being pink, purple, green, like the bi flag.
Pink, purple, blue, Tess. Bisexual flag is pink, purple, blue.
So that was very, very nice, I believe. I put it on with Mod Podge, of course, which is a great strong glue for paper. So I waited for that to dry, just cut out the paper, and if you're doing a puzzle piece, you definitely need a craft knife so you can deal with those round bits inside that scissors can't really go into. Then I edged it with some gold paint to protect the edge, but also just to make it more beautiful. And then I added a few splotches to the middle with my fingers and the brush. They kind of look like gold nebulas or something like that, so I actually really like them, to be honest. Maybe you don't, I'm not sure. Now, this is the inner slip of a travel altar that I'm going to show you at some point, and I loved how it turned out with those glass style stickers, and I wanted something like it for the brooch, so I covered some paper in gold leaf for the background, and then actually cut out these prints of the stickers from the cardboard that they came in, because I had run out of the actual stickers. And so once the gold was ready, all down, dried flat, I stuck the pieces into the floral shape like they were on the original thing that I was copying. I was very, very careful, obviously, because if your hands are gluey, you're going to pick up the gold. So being careful, always, gotta love that when you're doing these processes, especially if you've got something here where, you know, I don't have another lot of these little circles, so, you know. And then after they were cut out, I backed them with more cardboard, of course, just like I do with the other ones, to make sure it's nice and hardy. And then I covered it with Mod Podge, of course. And there you have it. 3 ways to make brooches and pins at home. This is one of my signature craft projects, and I hope you guys love it as much as I do. Subscribe for more creative madness from me, and remember, I love you, keep going.